seen me a practice session at 2 in the morning, but I have now, and I'm loving every second of it.
As soon as the drivers get in the car, they're going to be excited about getting out on the track.
Hopefully some of them would have had a little nap. The adrenaline doesn't just instantly disappear either.
Enjoy the ride.
And welcome to our 8 News Now coverage of Formula One Las Vegas Grand Prix as we take a live look here from our camera high atop Treasure Island. Welcome in. I'm Denise Valdez.
I'm Brian Loftus. We thank you for watching. We hear the choppers ahead. The track just officially closed a brief while ago as they ready themselves for that big 8:30 p.m. practice and ultimately to qualify in the world-class racetrack out here. We're on the Treasure Island pirate ship. That's our location up here. The day before the big race, the race tomorrow, Saturday night at 10 p.m., and the world is watching.
So now we're officially about 3.5 hours away from the third free practice and about 7 hours from the qualifying round, which is going to happen tonight, of course, at midnight.
And we've got a lot to cover and a lot of people on this. We've got team coverage for you from the strip to the paddock to the fans. There's Chris, Nate, and Sasha all standing by. We're going to begin in the upper right corner of your television in our Brady Bunch mode with Sports Director Chris Matthews.
Well, thank you very much, Brian. One thing of what we all know here in Las Vegas, when the sun sets, the lights really begin to shine here in Vegas. That's what's happening right now. You mentioned the helicopters flying overhead. The excitement, the buzz is starting to build. Look over my shoulder, and you can see what's going on here. We're down here where you can see that bright light. That's us down here. We're right by the South Koval zone and the East Harmon zone. This is where the fans are starting to congregate, making their way. They're starting to line up so they can get in here. Let's talk about yesterday, that unfortunate incident with Carlos Sainz when he hit the manhole cover, make that the valve cover, popped it off, caused a postponement of that first practice. Well, this is what he had to say after practice number 2 early this morning. All right, so tomorrow is now today. The Ferrari driver back on the grid once again, but he was docked 10 places on that grid because of what happened late last night. So we'll see what he does in the next 2 days. It is the eve of the biggest race we've ever seen here, perhaps in the United States. You can talk about Miami, you can talk about Austin, but when it happens in Las Vegas, that's where all the excitement begins. It's the sports and entertainment capital of the world. We'll have much more for you tonight. Reporting live from Koval and Flamingo, I'm Chris Matthews, 8 Sports Now. Let's send it back to those anchors.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Listen, if the opening ceremony was any indication, we should have a really successful race weekend. But as we clearly saw, Ferrari is disappointed. They're unhappy with how things went. Formula One race cars are very, very expensive. They cost millions of dollars.
Yeah, take a look at the exact moment the car hit the water valve cover. Now, not every team arrives with just enough replacement parts to rebuild the car, which is basically what had to happen. You heard signs there saying it was a heroic effort by the team when that chassis broke. The incident led to delays in practice. It kind of jacked up his neck a little bit, as he said. In tournament, fans were eventually sent home. F1 and the FIA releasing this joint statement that you'll see on your TV. Given the lateness of the hour and logistical concerns regarding the safe movement of fans and employees out of the circuit, LVGP made the difficult decision to close the fan zones prior to the beginning of that free practice that happened ultimately at 2 a.m. And if you're new to F1 and maybe you didn't catch the very end of Chris's report there, he was docked 10 grid spaces, so essentially 10 places in the race, which is seemingly relatively insurmountable. You have to have a heroic effort to be able to make that up when it's as competitive as it is.
And he filed for an exemption, and that exemption was denied.
Wow.
So that's how it goes in Formula One. Well, the second practice, which was supposed to start at midnight, didn't start till about, 2:30 or so. And just about when fans were getting ready to actually see the practice, they asked everybody out.
Yeah, 8 News Out reporter Lauren Negretti has more on that fan reaction.
Tens of thousands of fans racing back for the rest of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, hoping that hiccup on the track doesn't cause any more bumps on the road.
The first practice was great for about 8 minutes. Todd LePeak and Lisa Barbano were at dinner getting ready to go when they heard of the delay.
We waited a little bit and then went down to see if they would be able to start. Eventually we gave up and went back to the room.
Todd took to the strip at 2:30 in the morning but could not get to their grandstand seats.
Yeah, they chased everybody out of there, so I didn't bother trying to go back.
Meantime, Tim Springer and Angelica Rampal enjoyed the first few laps from their perch inside the Aria.
Slowly everything ground to a halt. So it's okay, that happens in F1 racing, but then we didn't really have any sense of when things were going to start again. I think it's going to be awesome.
We love Las Vegas and we love F1, so we wanted to support Ferrari as well.
Oh, that has to hurt.
Yeah, it does a little bit.
For $1,400 tickets Saturday, they're hoping for a good show.
They're expensive, and we're hoping that what happened last night during practice won't happen again.
I heard about the valve. I need them to get that together because it's been a long flight and a lot of logistics, but it sounds like they've got it all handled. The momentum's still going. Fans saying issues happen during Formula One events, but the show must go on. Reporting from the Strip, Lauren Negretti, 8 News Now.
All right, Lauren, thanks for that. And in just about an hour from now, the fan experience will be opening to all of those fans over at the Sphere.
And Sasha Loft is standing by. Sasha bringing us inside that fan zone experience last night, again tonight, showing us from the comfort of your living room what's going on for those loyal F1 fans.
Yes, Denise and Brian, as you said, just an hour away until the doors open here at this Sphere fan experience. We did just see everybody go through and close the road for that track, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago. So things are going. The countdown is on. Now, take a look at this video here. This is what it looked like last night. We're expecting similar turnout tonight, probably even more people. A cool thing, we talked to a lot of people, whether they were from here in Las Vegas or around the country or even around the world, say they brought their whole family to this. This was really a family affair. A lot of young kids getting into the racing spirit. A lot of people saying this was really their first opportunity to see F1 in person, even if they've been fans for years and years. And hey, they're just happy it's also here in Las Vegas. We've been telling you a lot of entertainment opportunities here as well. Some performances happening tonight. We saw Kylie Minogue last night. Quite a few other people expected tonight. Some great DJs as well. Some great food. So we are having a great time here tonight as well. We will be out here all evening long, bringing you the very latest once we get in around the same time as the fans, again around 6 o'clock tonight. We'll send it back to you, Denise and Brian.
They weren't playing around with that menu. It's like a lot of really great food there. If you look, they have all kinds of choices.
All right, let's find out how the weather is going to be shaping up as we head into the evening, and of course for the first round of practice at 8:30. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Ted Florendo.
Thank you, Denise. Yes, we're watching that forecast very closely for the races. The forecast now tending to be trending a little bit more drier forecast for at least tonight. Tomorrow, though, that could change, though. We'll show you exactly what to expect all coming up. First, though, before we get to that, we have so many tower cams around the city here, and there was one here. Obviously, we have one on Treasure Island, but there was another one here at Treasure Island. I was like, where's this great shot at? Here's the camera. I didn't even know. It's right here on the pirate ship looking at Treasure Island's boardwalk here, and of course the track. I've been using that. Sherry and I and Mary Jane have been showing that quite a bit. All right, we want to show you the current conditions outside. Temperatures at this hour in those 60s, nice and cool. This is right where we should be for this time of the year. Wind speeds staying light for now. Here are your AccuWeather headlines. Slight chances of showers are returning. We will show you when. Gusty winds by Sunday, but it's not just Sunday. We've got several days we'll get some wind. It's going to be cool now for Turkey Day, but just how cool it will be. Chilly, though, for Black Friday. Here's your radar. There's that low sitting and spinning still off the coast. It's now moving ever so closely to Central California. Already seeing rain already into California again. So when will that arrive here, if we get any at all? I'll have that all coming up. Back live now. We have your most accurate 8-day forecast and more, and show you what to expect for Thanksgiving, all in your most accurate forecast in just a few minutes. We're live here at the TI Pirate Ship. Ted Florendo, 8 News Now. Back to you.
We just saw something interesting, Ted, when you were doing weather. Just over on the track, a car was pulled over by 2 Metro police officers. I think, hey, maybe they got on the track illegally. Turns out it was an official car, but they were on it. Those police officers, they pulled them over. They said, hey, this is a closed track. You need a license to be here. That was quite interesting. They weren't playing around.
So the closed track officially means it's a hot track, hot times, right? And those run from tonight, every night at 5 o'clock for practice. And then we've got the first kind of practice at 8:30, qualifying at midnight. So that's when all of these streets are closed. They'll be closed tonight from 5 until 4 a.m. Again, tomorrow from 5 to 4. And, of course, the race itself is set for tomorrow night at 10 o'clock.
And with all of this comes all of the traffic, the challenges, the closures that you've been navigating for months and continue to this weekend.
Officially now closed behind us, so let's see how it's impacting traffic for a lot of people that might be heading home on the 15, because some of those off-ramps are closed. Let's check in with Nate.
Exactly right, Brian and Denise. And it's not all Formula One all the time. Life in Las Vegas goes on, and unfortunately in this rush hour, we have to tell you about a fatal crash involving an RTC bus and a pedestrian. Southeast Valley, Tropicana and Nellis. 2 hours ago. The nearest camera is at Trop in the 95-515, so it's zoomed all the way over to Nellis. This is regular traffic here, but this is where Tropicana and Nellis is shut down and will be for some time. We're going to be trying to find out more about that incident, but all you need to know right now is Trop and Nellis is completely shut down. There you talk about being shut down. Yes, you're right, Denise. All of the roads around the track are closed. Access to get eastbound on Spring Mountain or Flamingo also shut down, and all of the roads around the track are closed. And here's the transformation that's happening right now as we speak. Just a few minutes ago, this was Harmon, but it's closed to traffic. The crews just pounced. They got cranes. They're going to be moving these concrete barriers away. In fact, we got a graphic to show you. Instead of traffic, it turns into the start-finish line. A quick heads up for after Formula One. Sunday night, Tropicana will be completely shut down over I-15. Brian, Denise.
All right, Nate, thanks for that.
And if you're in your hotel room or your house and you're getting ready to head out here to the track, and maybe you're one of the lucky people who gets to see the actual race tonight, we want to remind you, of course, of the things that you can and cannot bring to the track. We're told that you cannot bring any kind of glass bottles, no strollers, no backpacks, and for some reason we need to remind people not to bring their drone. You would think people would know that, but do not do it.
Yeah, leave the drone at home. It's a no drone kind of night. Additionally, we want to remind you again, it's all on 8newsnow.com if you missed any of that info. Next up at 5 on Channel 8, we head right back to the studio for our other news of the day.
8 News Now anchor Kirsten Joyce will be joining us with the latest on those teenagers accused in a brutal beating death of a 17-year-old. They appeared in court today. We'll have more right after the break.